Okay, so you have doubt with which one? Fourth one. So this is fourth one. So here you have 30 upon 5. Okay, 5 root 3 minus 3 root 5. So here what you have to do is you will consider this as A minus, this will consider it as B. So this is A minus B, so the conjugate pair of this must be A plus B. Those who haven't solved this, try to solve this problem right now with me. Okay, so the conjugate pair of this must be A plus B, that is 5 root 3 plus 3 root 5, right? I will multiply this to the numerator as well as to the denominator. So this will be 5 root 3 plus 3 root 5. Okay. So I will get 30 into bracket 5 root 3 plus 3 root 5. And in denominator I will get 5 root 3 square minus 3 root 5 square, right? So this will be equal to 30. I will keep it as it is, okay? So 5 root 3 plus 3 root 5. And in denominator I will get 25 3s, that will be 75, and 9 5s, that will be 45, right? So this will be equal to 30 into bracket, equal to 30 into bracket 5 root 3 plus 3 root 5 divided by 75 minus 45 will be 30, right? So this 30 and this 30 will get cancelled, and my final answer will be 5 root 3 plus 3 root 5. So this will be the answer of fourth one. Yes. Okay. Then I guess now you will be able to solve fifth one. I will show you the fourth one. This one is little complicated, I guess. So this one and this one are the same one. So I will solve this one. So those who have doubt with 8 and I guess 6th one, they will be able to solve them. Okay. So I will solve this one, 6th one. Okay. So this is root 3 plus 1, and in the denominator you have root 2 root 2 minus root 3, right? Now I will consider this as A minus this will be B. So the conjugate pair must be A plus B. So I will multiply this by 2 root 2 plus root 3, right? This will be the conjugate pair of this, and this will be 2 root 2 plus root 3. Okay. Now in the numerator, sorry what's happening. So in the numerator I will get root 3 plus 1 in one bracket, and in another bracket I will have 2 root 2 plus root 3. Okay. And in denominator I will have a square minus b square term, that is 2 root 2 square minus root 3 square. Okay. So this will be equal to, you have to solve this in a suppose this bracket is a plus b and the other bracket is c plus d, and you are multiplying those two brackets. So a plus b bracket, and another one is c plus d bracket. So this is how you have to solve this. So this will be equal to root 3 into bracket 2 root 2 plus root 3 plus 1 in bracket 2 root 2 plus root 3. Okay, so this will be in denominator you will have 4 into 2 will be 8 and minus 3. So in numerator you will get so you will multiply two irrational numbers, so that will be 2 root 6, right? And this will be 3 plus 3, root 3 into 3 will be 3 plus 2 root 2 plus root 3, and in denominator you will get 5. So this will be your final answer, or you can combine this two. So this will be 2 root 6 plus 2 root 2 plus 3 plus root 3 on 5. So here you have 2 root 2 common, so in bracket, so ultimately you will get this one only. So let it be, this will be your answer. So this is how you have to solve, okay? Because if you do more expansion, you will ultimately get this one only if you factorize this further. Okay, so this will be your final answer. Same way you have to do this. And ninth one, so in ninth one, what you have, b square in the numerator, and in the denominator you have a square plus b square plus a. So here, if you see, you will consider this as a, this whole term as a, and this term as b. So you have a plus b over here. So the conjugate pair of this must be a square a minus b, right? So this will be equal to a square root of a square plus b square minus a in the numerator, and same in the denominator. So you will have root of a square plus b square minus a. So this will be equal to b square. You will keep it as it is, or if you want to, you can open the bracket. So this will be in this form, minus a, and in the denominator you will get square of root a square plus b square minus a square, right? So this will be equal to b square square root of a square plus b square minus a, and in the denominator you will have a square plus b square minus a square. No, you must have done something incorrect. Okay, so you will get b square upon in bracket a square plus b square minus a in the numerator, and in the denominator this a square will get cancelled, and you will have b square. Now this b square will get cancelled, and an ultimate answer will be a square plus b square minus a on 1, or you can just write it down. So just note it down. Come on, do it fast. Now we will see basic rules of exponents that everyone must know. That if you have, we call it as base. This is your base and this is your exponent or indices. So these are the rules of exponents or indices. So when you have same base but different exponent and there is multiplication sign over here, what you do is you add the exponents of that base. So when you have something like this, wait, everyone knows this rule, right? So when you have 17 raised to 2 into 17 raised to 5. So here if you see your base is same. So what you are going to, and there is multiplication sign over here. So you are going to add your exponent and you will get something like this, 17 raised to 7. Okay. When you have same base and there is division sign between them and different exponent, what you are going to do is you are going to subtract those two exponents. So 10 minus 7, so you will get 23 raised to 3. When you have a raised to m raised to n, so in that case a is equal to m into n. So here you have 5 raised to 2 raised to 7. So you will do 5 raised to 2 into 7. You will do multiplication of your exponent and you will get 5 raised to 14. Sorry. If you have different base but you have same exponent, in that case what you have to do is you have to multiply your base keeping your exponent same. So you will get something like this, 63 raised to 3. What if I have different exponents? Let's say I have something, I have different bases, something like this, 4 raised to 3, let's say, and 2 raised to 3. In this case, I do have different bases, but I have same exponent. In this case also, I will use this rule. So I will divide this 2 raised to 3. So this will be equal to 2 raised to 3. If you want to, you can solve this. So see, 4 raised to 3 means 4 into 4 into 4, right? And 2 raised to 3 means 2 into 2 into 2, right? So 2 1s are 2 2s are, 2 1s are 2 2s are, 2 1s are 2 2s are. So ultimately I am getting what? 2 raised to 3. So see, this was my answer. So this is how you have to solve. So these are the basic rules of your exponents. That is, if you have same base and different exponent and there is multiplication sign over between those two, you have to add those two exponents. So when you have a raised to m into a raised to n, you will get a raised to m plus n. When you have exponent of exponent, so if you have same base, that is a, and if you have exponent raised to exponent, then what you are going to do is you are going to multiply those two. So when you have a raised to m raised to n, then what you are going to do is you are going to multiply those two exponents. When you have same base but there is division sign over here, so what you are going to do is a raised to m upon a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n, provided that m is greater than n. What if I have something like this, a raised to m upon a raised to n, but here, so I will do m minus n, but here n is greater than m. So what will be the answer? So let's say we will use this one. So 23 raised to 7 upon 23 raised to 10. So the answer of this will be 23 raised to minus 3, right?
Minus 3.
So is this correct way to write it? Or should I write it in this form, 1 upon 23 raised to 3? Yes? Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am.
1 upon 23 raised to 3. So when you have negative exponent, if you want to make it positive, you will take a reciprocal of that number. Okay, so when you have 1 upon 23 raised to minus 3, then it will be equal to 23 raised to 3. Okay, so this is how you have to apply your rule. So sorry, these are some rules of exponents. Now everybody knows a raised to 0 or anything raised to 0. So any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. This is everyone knows. Okay, a raised to 1 upon a raised to n is equal to a raised to minus n, or a raised to minus n is equal to 1 upon 1 upon a raised to minus n. Wait. 1 upon a raised to minus n is equal to a raised to n. Got it? And when you have nth root of b is equal to b, if b is b raised to n is equal to 1. So if I have square root of 4, I can represent it right 4 raised to 1 upon 2. Or let's say if I have fifth root of 10, I can write it down as 10 raised to 1 upon 5. So when you have this sign represents reciprocal of the number present over here. So x, suppose this is x, or you can say n number is over here, then a raised to 1 upon n. So cube root of 2 is equal to 2 raised to 1 upon 3. Now what else we have? A raised to m. So when you have something like this, so suppose you have 4 raised to 2 by 3. Now what does it mean? It means 4 square and cube root of 4th square. Got it? So this, or you can write it down as 4. Okay, 2 by 3 I can write it down as 1 upon 3 into 2, right? So I can write it down as 4 raised to 2 raised to 1 upon 3. Can I write this 4 raised to 2 by 3 form into this form? Yes, everyone? Is it correct? Because this is ultimately equal to this, right? Exponent raised to exponent, to a raised to m raised to n rule. Do you remember that? A raised to m raised to n. When
Yes,
you
ma'am.
a raised to m raised to n, what you do? A raised to m into n. I'm doing same thing. Now,
Even vice versa.
so sorry, this represent this sign, and this number represent cube root, okay, and the square of 4. So this will be cube root of 16. Okay, so this represent, you can represent in this form. If you want to, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, then what else you have? Again the same rule. So if you have same base and there is multiplication sign and different exponent, you have to add those. So these are the same rule. I'm not going to discuss this. We will directly go to the solve examples, and then we will try to solve 1.6 exercise, and time permits.
Yes.
We will discuss the next thing, that is how to represent irrational number that is in fraction form on the number lines. Okay, so this might take some time. Okay, now in this case, first one, you have same basis, different exponents, and there is multiplication sign. So I will just add those two. So this will be 2 by 3 plus 1 upon 3. Since I have same base, I can directly add those two numerator, and that will be equal to 3 upon 3. So 2 raised to 3 upon 3 will be equal to 2 raised to 1. So that is equal to 2. So this is equal to 2. In this case, there is a raised to m raised to n form. So this will be 3 raised to 4 by 5 form. Okay, so a raised to m raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n. Here I have same base, but there is division sign over here and different what exponents. So what I am going to do, I am going to minus 1 upon 3 from 1 upon 5. So the answer will be something like this. So I will get 7 raised to 3 minus 5 upon 50. Since I don't have the same base, I will make denominator equal, and then only I will be able to add my numerator or subtract my numerator. Okay, so this will be equal to 7 raised to minus 2 upon 15, or I can also write it down as 1 upon 7 raised to 2 upon 15. Okay, so this is how you can write it down. So here I have different base, but I do have same exponent. So I will multiply those two base and will write 1 as a base. So this will be the answer of this. I guess this part is easy. Now you people will start with exercise 1.6, the easiest exercise of this chapter. And if time permits, we will do how to represent irrational number on the number line. That is 9.6, 3.5 and more. We will use whiteboard. We will discuss each and every rule and then we will proceed. Okay. Now what we know, when you have same base but different exponent and there is multiplication sign over here, we tend to add the exponent. Everyone
And we
knows
know that rules.
Okay, 4 raised to 3 into 4 raised to 5 will be equal to 3 plus 5. So this will be 4 raised to 8. So here I have same base. What if I have different base but same exponent? So let's say a raised to m into b raised to m. So in this case, what I am going to do is I am going to
multiply a into b.
Yes, very good. I will multiply a into b and raised to m. So when you have let's say 3 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4. So I will do 3 into 5 raised to 4, that is 15 raised to 4. Okay. Now, when you have a raised to m upon a raised to n, then in this case a raised to m minus n, provided that m is greater than n. Okay, so in this case 5 raised to let's say 8 upon 5 raised to 3. This will be equal to 5 raised to 8 minus 3. That is equal to 5 raised to 5, right? But what if I have 5 raised to 3 upon 5 raised to 8? In this case also I will subtract this, so 3 minus 8, and I will tend to get negative answer. But there is another rule. When you have some negative value, to convert this value or to convert the exponent into a positive one, what you have to do is you have to take the reciprocal of that number. So a raised to minus m is equal to a raised to a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. So when you have 5 raised to minus 5, you will convert, if you want to convert it to positive exponent, what you are going to write is 1 upon 5 raised to 5. What if I have something like this, 1 upon minus 5 raised to 5. So I can also write it down as 5 raised to 5. So you have to take reciprocal of this. Okay, when you have a raised to m and b raised to m, then this is equal to a upon b raised to m. Now what does it mean? So you have 16 raised to 4 and 4 raised to 4. Okay, something like this. So you will have 16 upon 4 raised to 4. 4. So 4 4s are 1, 4 4s are 16. So the answer of this is 4 raised to 4. I guess till here you have understood everything, and everyone knows anything raised to. So anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. So whether it's a 3 raised to 0 is equal to 1, 4 raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay. And other than this, now we will come to square root form. So when you have a in this square root form, okay, so this is nth root. Okay, so how will you write this? So when you have this root sign, then your exponent will be in the fraction form, and this n number, whatever number you have over here, you will write that number in the denominator, and numerator will have 1 when you have this form. Okay, so let's say you have square root of 26, let's say. So here you don't have any number. So when you don't have any number, we consider it as 2. Okay, so it will be equal to 26 raised to 1 upon 2. What if I have fifth root of, let's say, 25? So here I will write 25 over here, and in the denominator I will write this number, and in numerator so this is 5. Okay, and in the numerator I will write 1. Okay, so this will be 25 raised to 1 upon 5. Okay, now what if I have something like this, a raised to m square root of, nth root of a raised to m. Now what I know, when I have this sign, I will write this number in the denominator. So can I write this a raised to m raised to a raised to m raised to 1 upon n. But I know this rule, a raised to m raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n, right? So I can write it like this, a raised to m into 1 upon n, which is equal to a raised to m upon n, right? So when I have something like this, let's say 3 raised to 5, so let's say 7th root of 3 raised to 5. Now I can write this in this form. So 3 raised to 5, I will write it as it is, and this is in root form, right? So I will write this number in the denominator. So this is equal to 1 upon 7. So this is equal to 3 raised to 5 into 1 upon 7. So this is equal to 3 is equal to 5 upon 7. This is the easiest one, 64 raised to 1 upon 2. Now fraction represent this sign, right? And this is 2. So this must be square root of 64, which is equal to 8. Yes. Okay. Now tell me this one. Now this is fraction form, no? So fraction form means this will be the sign. Okay. So 32 will come under this sign. Now there is number other than 2 over here. So this is fifth root of 32. So what will be the answer of this? Yes. 2. Yes, very good. 2 will be the answer of this. What will be the next? So this is cube root of 125. So tell me the answer of this. Yes.
Ma'am, 5.
Very good. Now next one. Now here. So see, the denominator represent this sign. Okay. So square root of 9 raised to 3.
Ma'am,
Okay.
3.
Okay, so 3 will be the answer, right? So wait, you can write it in this form. So this is q and this raised to 1 upon 2. So this will be 9 into 9 into 9. This will come under square root. Okay? Yes, everyone understood? So this will
Yes,
be the
ma'am.
square root of 9 will be 3. 3 raised to 3 will be how much? 27? Yes? Square root of 9. Okay. I can write it this form also, no? So this will be square root of 9 will be 3. 3 raised to 3 will be, right? What about this? Now everyone knows fifth root of 32 will be 2 and square of 2 will be how much? 4, right? What about this? 16 is fourth root fourth root of 16 is 2. 2 raised to 3 will be 8. So answer of this will be 8. Very good. What about this? Next one. Can I write this into this form? So this will be equal to 1 upon 5. Now next one. Here this is 2 by 3, okay, and this is 1 upon 5. So there is multiplication sign over here, so you will tend to add this two exponents. So this will be 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 5. Since you do not have same denominator, you have to make it same. So this will be equal to 10 plus 3 upon 15, right? So this will be equal to 2 raised to 13 upon 15. So this will be the answer of first one. Yes. Okay, very good. 2 raised to 13. And what about 15? So tell me the next one.
It will be 1 upon 3 raised to 21.
Okay. So 3 raised to 7. So this will be raised to 7. So this will be 1 raised to 7 and 3 raised to 21. Okay, or I can write it, so the 7th root of this will be 1 upon 3 raised to 21. So I can write it down as 3 raised to minus 21. Yes, can I write in this form? This is not 4, okay, this is 21, okay. This is 21. This is looking right 4, but it's not 4, this is 21. Okay, now next one. So this is half minus 1 upon 4. You don't have same base, so make it same. This will be equal to 4. Okay, 4. This will be equal to 2 minus 1, right? So this will be equal to 1 upon 4, right? So here you have same different bases but same root, so you will tend to multiply these two numbers which are present in the base, and you will write exponent in the combined form. So this will be equal to 56 raised to 1 upon 2, or square root of 56. So this will be the answer. This is the easiest one. I hope now everyone has understood this exercise.
Yes, ma'am.
1.6.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
if I have some irrational number in decimal form? So like say you have in exercise 1.5, I guess, they ask you to represent root 9.3, I guess, or 9.6 on the number line. In that case, how will you proceed? Yes, anyone have any idea? We know if we have some whole number in square root form, how to represent that number on number line, right? we use Pythagoras theorem, root 6, root 5, we can represent easily that numbers on the number line. But what if I have some decimal form of irrational number and I have to put that number on the number line? How will you represent that number in the number line? So something like 3.5. And now I will discuss how to represent the number if it is in decimal form, how to represent that number. Root 3.5 on the number line. So they have given some theorem by which, so basically we use Pythagoras theorem, same theorem, to represent the square root form of decimal number. So if you want to represent root 3.5 on the number line, what you are going to do? So what they have done over here, let's say this represent 3.5. Okay, what they have taken is, they have taken BC as 1 centimeter and till AB is represent 3.5 centimeter. Okay, now I have to prove that this BD represent root 3.5. Okay, now everyone knows Pythagoras theorem. I will use that theorem to simplify this. Okay, now if you see, OBD is right angle triangle, right? And AO, OC and OD is radius of circle. So we know that radius of the circle is equal throughout the circle. So if I say the radius of this circle is 5 centimeter, let's say, so it will be 5 centimeter throughout the circle and the diameter of the circle will be 10, right? Am I right? So if I am considering this circle, okay, so OA should be equal to OC, should be equal to OD, because if I join this, OD will be also the radius of the circle. Sorry. See, if I join this, OD will be the radius of the circle. Yes, am I right, everyone? So this will be equal to OA and OC, right? Okay. Now, if you see in triangle OBD, so wait, we will have this picture somewhere here. Now, what we are going to notice in figure that triangle OBD is a right angle triangle. So, if I add line over here, this will be right angle triangle. Okay, so this is my right angle triangle, right? OBD. Okay, now what next? So also the radius of circle is x plus 1 by 2. Now why x plus 1 by 2? So if you consider in this figure, OA is radius of circle and OC is radius of circle and OD is radius of circle, right? This AB represent x and plus we have one unit over here. So if you see, AC is your diameter, right? So AC is equal to what? AC is equal to x plus 1. So AC represent x plus 1, but your radius is equal to what? D upon 2. So diameter, radius is represented by diameter upon 2. So OA should be equal to, if AC is your diameter, OA is equal to AC upon 2. So your radius will be equal to x plus 1 upon 2. Yes, am I right? Okay. So x plus, x plus 1 upon 2 is your radius, which is equal to OA, OC and OD. Okay. So if you consider OB, so what OB represent? So OB is nothing but your x plus 1. So if you consider OB, so OB, if you want to find out the value of OB, will it be equal to x plus, you want to find out the value of OB, right? You want
Yes.
to find out this value. Don't you feel it is x? So this thing minus this thing will represent the value of OB. This thing minus this thing. If you want to find out the value of OB, this value. So how will you find out? You will take this value and you will minus this value. Now we know radius is equal to x plus 1 upon 2, right? And the value of this whole thing will be equal to x. So OB is basically equal to AB minus OA. Yes, right? So what is the value of AB? The value of AB is x, and value of OA, which is radius of circle, is equal to x plus 1 upon 2. This is the radius of circle, na? OA. Yes, everyone, are you getting my point? Or getting confused?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after solving this, I will get the value of OB. So this value is equal to x minus 1 upon 2. Okay. Now, so using Pythagoras theorem, we are going to find out the value of BD. So BD square, which is this, So if you see, we need to find out the value of BD, right? This value. This is your BD. BD square is equal to what? OD square minus OB square. We know value of OD. OD is our radius of circle, that is x plus 1 upon 2 square. And the value of OB is x minus 1 upon 2 square. We had find out the value of OB or BO, right? So after solving this, I will get BD square is equal to x. So the value of BD is equal to root x. Yes, everyone understood this? Why this value is root x?